Hello, greetings. Welcome, friends of Verus. I'll call you the choir. I'm preaching to the choir. Although perhaps maybe some of you friends of Verus have never used the native mode and gotten into the testnet. So that's what this video is about, is for all you friends of Verus. And of course, thanks for liking this video and making your comments. And definitely share this video. Share this wide and far so people can see the power, the potential of Verus VRSC, but using the testnet. And we're going to use the testnet to show you what's possible. And everything that we're doing here can be done with Verus. Of course, VRSC is going to be a bit more leveled up. For example, just starting to mine it and stake it will not be as simple, for example. But the beauty of this, really what I'm looking for here is we show the testnet. And then you see how with testnet and PBaaS chains, you can start merge mining and it's incredible. So let's take a look. So firstly, you'll get, I'm using and I also want to show this desktop wallet. It's so simple and easy, fun, and doable for just about anyone who wants to give it a try and has a relative capacity with these types of tools. Here we go. We're going to select this profile. I just created it. Shout outs to Oink in the Discord for sending the VRC test basket. What's happening here is, okay, normally we'd start with the wallet dashboard, wouldn't have any coins added. We would add a coin. I added VRSC test all the way at the bottom here. Look at this multi-coin wallet. A lot of them are whatever, that's fine. No worries right now. But we're looking here, Verus Testnet, okay? By the way, none of this is advice, financial or otherwise. It's just an opportunity here to play with amazing technology. Share this. Friends of technology and the future, check this one out, all right? It's definitely worth your time. Setting up this Verus testnet, okay, and you would continue and you would click the native mode, and that's all I did. I added it. That's what I did. And it took literally, 12 minutes for the chain to connect and download and connect. And then we got ourselves a nice 371 basket, from which we will begin staking as well as we'll start mining. And we're going to take this and buy a few IDs, at least one, and just show that process as well. So first things, before we get into the IDs, which we can do while we get the mining and staking going, I just want to show you, got Verus Testnet going by adding the coin, okay? And here's the wallet tab. There's an ID tab up top. There's a mining tab, which we're going to go to next. And then there's the multi-dApp verse, from which, well, look at all these. We are going to add a couple of PBaaS chains and start merge mining them. All right, then, you can set your display currencies. And then within the settings, you even have a potential to change a few of these settings. But really, the cool thing is you can go into the command line over here in the coin settings and do a bunch of stuff as well. There's stake guard, which is an interesting way of not slashing stakes. And, you can look more into that if you like. Yeah, so there's, even within this GUI wallet, there's a lot of potential even on the command line. But definitely within the tabs themselves, this is everything you need. I'm not going to go too in depth of it. You can get into your send receive. You can create private addresses on this right side over here. And yeah, and then you can start doing cross-chain conversions or on the same chain conversions. We don't have anything other than VRSC test right now. So let's change that. Let's do something about that. Let's go into the mining tab. We will just begin mining VRSC tests. So normally it would kind of look like that. In the mining dashboard, we could see some stats, which is pretty cool. And oh, wow, that's changed. All right, so anyway, let's get into Verus test. So we have 12 VRSC tests per block reward. There's about 50 million right now. And yeah, right now the network hash rate is about 61 mega hash, 62, whatever. Let's get into it. So first things first, let's go to mining. And we have here, I'm using this old MacBook that's been refurbished just for fun here. And we are going to use, let's just take 2 of them. Let's go half of the CPU threads. And remember, this is CPU mining. So there are people who are doing this with ARM devices. They're setting up little mini ARM farms and They're doing whatever. There's some people using phones. It's incredible. Good stuff, Ferris. You can look more into the details of that. So we've got two threads going. We'll take a look and see what kind of hash power we get. And we'll see, oh, we're getting about 1.77 right now. Hey, yearly, that's giving us 181,000 VRSC tests. That's pretty cool. Now, again, remember on the main net, this will not be as lucrative, but nevertheless, I mean, VRSC test is worth zero. On the main net, at least it's worth something if that's your consideration. Okay, so we've got that going. We'll see how long it might take to mint a block. Either it will be within this video or I'll do a part two that shows some updates. Now we're going to go into the staking and we're going to click this button here to add staking. Okay, so we've got mining here showing on the right here and staking here showing on the left. If we don't have staking, it takes it off there. You see that? Okay, now it's on. So we're staking and we have 371 of them, but it will take I believe it's 150 blocks. So after 150 blocks, then it will lock the staking in, and that will be okay. But you can spend at any time. You can do whatever you need. But again, and every time you stake a block, that whatever UTXO stakes that block is going to be offline for 150 confirmations. Okay. Now, speaking of which, when you stake, you're actually a node in the network. Like right now, we are a node in the network through the GUI, and this is solo mining, solo staking, made easy through this wallet interface, and it is pure. Okay, so you can consider that as well. Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention, and it's UTXO. So those of you who don't know much about UTXO, maybe you look more into it, but just recognize that this is different than what's been done before, and so real recognize real, as they say. Okay, so that's what's happening now. We are mining and staking eventually. We have nothing yet, but stay tuned for an update video on that, okay? That's how easy it is to begin mining and staking, and now you're going to see how easy it is to begin merge mining and staking. All right, let's add a PBaaS chain. I've gone into the multiverse section, gone to add coin, add PBaaS chain actually, okay? Selecting the PBaaS chain. Oh, MDX is there now. Oh, there's Moon. Okay, we'll take quantum gravity without a space because I've checked that one. We're going to start it in native mode, and we're literally going to start staking and start mining right away. I'm just going to click them. I'm going to add that. Okay. That's quantum gravity without a space. Okay. We click on, if we go to wallet, we'll get there. But before that, I want to add the other one. So we're going to add another PBaaS chain, quantum gravity with a space. Now, quantum gravity with a space, quantum gravity without a space, MDX, Moon, these are IDs on the Verus Testnet, which then are able to create launch a PBaaS chain. I believe they did it through the command line. I don't know. I don't think it's available yet in the GUI with a simple button type of situation. Now we're going to click on the quantum gravity. We're going to continue. We're in native mode. I'm not going to start staking and mining this time. I'm going to do it the other way. Done. Now they're happening here. That's fine. It's showing you here are the different currencies. I'm not even going to get into the currencies right now. There are a bunch of tokens that have been created on VRSC test, which are potentially baskets or reserves in one form or another. Fractional, like for example, VRSC BTCF. There's, I think, probably a KMD in there. Whatever. People having a lot of fun here. Verus community having some fun. Okay, going back. Now let's just check again this multiverse dashboard. Here we are. We have 2 blockchains and 53 total currencies. All right, so we're going into our wallet now. Up top, wallet. So we're on the VRSC test here. We're connected. We have about 370 of them. We'll get an ID in a moment. Next, quantum gravity, no space. We are 1% synced. We'll see how long it takes to get us there. And then here again, within quantum gravity, you have quantum gravity, and then there will be a bridge currency and all that kind of stuff. And we'll be able to convert them, hold them. There's private address, transparent address. You can increase, you can add more private addresses and transparent addresses, and you can do all the same stuff you can do on VRSC test, you do on quantum gravity with no space. It's its own independent chain, yet interoperable, interconnected with this through the cross-chain protocol of Verus. And now we're looking at quantum gravity with a space. Same thing, syncing up that blockchain, and same idea. It's just its own chain. All right, so that's that. Let's see how long this takes, but while we do that, let's get into the Verus ID up top here. We're in the ID dashboard. We're going to, we don't have to add a coin. We already have them added here. We're going to use VRSC test. We're going to select, we don't have an identity. So what we're going to do is commit the name, and then we are going to create the ID. Look, there's even a button for recovering the ID. That's going to come later. So commit the name on, oh nice, and it gives you the drop-down menu of the chains we have active here. So we've got Verus Testnet. I think it's me, Giuliano. We're going to go with Giuliano 888 at. How about that? Okay. Well, the referral identity I'm going to put as oink at. So oink will get 20 VRSC test, and this will only cost me 80 VRSC test instead of the 100 VRSC test. And this is a transparent address that will act as the controlling address. So I've clicked on that and it already gives me a suggestion here. So I'm going to choose that. If you wanted to use a different primary address, you could actually, again, go into, and I'll show you in a second, you go in and create a new transparent address. Okay, so we're going to continue with that. So we're committing the name Giuliano 888, and oink is getting our referral. So a nice referral system as well for everyone to share in the rewards of Verus. So here's the information that comes out. Do with it what you will. This would be the ID, referral ID there. That's the I address. Okay, so the IDs come with I addresses. They're like indexes or indices, whatever you want to call it. All right, so here's our name address in the I address format. Okay, all right, and this can be transferred. It can be revoked and recovered, the contents. Let's go into done with that. Let's go into our wallet, and here it is. So if we wanted to go into our transparent addresses and click receive, and we can create a new public address down here on the right lower corner. Okay, for example, boom, there, now you have a new public address. And the same thing can happen with the Z addresses, and you can tie, when we, here, we'll create a new private address, boom, and we are going to then, these are using the ZK technology, zero knowledge proof technologies. And then also, because these IDs are involved, they're more than just a simple ID. They also have Merkle mountain ranges, which are our ability to keep some information private while disclosing other things. So transparency and privacy voluntarily. That's what we're looking for. So I hope you're enjoying this so far. I hope it's somewhat, I mean, it might be boring, maybe not. We're gonna go check right now. There's a lot happening, and I really hope you try it out. If you're not watching this, hopefully it's because you've just turned it off and you've gone to try it for yourself. Otherwise, maybe you're watching in 1.5x speed or 1.75x speed, something like that. Maybe my voice is just putting you to sleep, and that's good too. Get your rest, stay hydrated, move around. With Verus, you can have things running, and then you go off and do your thing. But then you come back and check it out. Make sure things are still good. All right. So speaking of which, we're going to go to the Verus ID. Okay, pending Giuliano. Okay, it's not ready yet. We're waiting for a block confirmation. It goes through. It commits that name. Then we can how do you say, create that ID. Okay, let's commit another name in the meantime on Verus Testnet. We are going to commit the name. Let's use some spaces. Thank you, Verus community. Exclamation mark, star, right? That's pretty cool. All right, that's what we're doing. And then enter primary address. Um, oh yes, we had created other addresses, but that's okay. I'm not going to, so we're going to leave this blank. It says if this is left blank, a new one will be generated. So we'll just use the new one that's generated, okay? And then the referral identity, let's be nice to ourselves. Oh, we do not have yet eGiuliano888. So were we to have eGiuliano888, we would just type in, if we want to give it to ourselves, like that, okay? I don't think, let's try it, but I don't think that's going to be available to us, but maybe, continue. Continue. Yes, correct. Invalid. I don't, oh, wait, no, what? Oh, I think it's the star. Okay, so you just can't have a star, a question mark, the a few of these different symbols. Okay, so you just can't have these. But I believe you can have the parentheses, just not what's in between them. All right, fine. Good to know. Let's check, still pending on eGiuliano. Let's check our mining. Uh, Mining and staking. Okay, we're at 2 mega hash. Oh, look, quantum gravity is already staking. Well, it has nothing to stake. And we're going to check this mining, the staking overview, nothing to stake. And then we have a mining overview. Here, already we have a little bit of hash power because we chose to do it. Now we're going to just go to 1. And yeah, then we get our hash power. Okay, it doesn't matter how many we choose. It's going to use the same hash as Verus Testnet. I don't know. Oh, okay, well, that's why. See how they're the same? I've clicked Verus Testnet. Now I'll click on this one. So I guess we're not getting so much. Maybe we're really pulling on the resources of this computer. Um, so that could be the case, right? That might be what's happening here. And we haven't even begun here. We'll just start mining this one for fun here. So we click on that. This is quantum gravity with a space. And so we're in the kilo hash now. Weak sauce. Okay, let's just start staking anyway, just for fun, just to show you that that can be done. And yeah, there's a lot of other options I'm not even going through here. Example, shielding rewards and that kind of stuff. Okay, so definitely check it out. If you're not interested yet, check your pulse because you might not be fully with it. Either that or I'm just super boring. Because I know for a fact that Verus is quite amazing and mind-blowing, really. So here we go. All right, next, let's check our ID situation. Yeah. Oh, if we want to first go to the mining dashboard and see, we're pretty hot, running pretty hot. We're not taking too much. Oh, yes, we are. We're taking quite a bit of the CPU. So that's just what's happening. It is what it is right now. I'm telling you that this is a weak CPU, a weak computer generally. But having said that, I know that it can handle what needs to be done. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so we're going into the Verus ID. Here it is. It's ready. eGiuliano 888 at. So we're going to create that Verus ID. So if we don't have a revocation ID, if we don't have one yet, we are going to give it to ourselves, okay? But hey, you know what? Just in case, Oink, he's our really good buddy, and if something ever happens, we're gonna give Oink at the recovery for this ID, okay? Oops, I hope I didn't touch the volume there. So Oink, if you hear me, you've got the recovery for this one. Okay. And then we could enter a private address. This one we have already in, and so it's giving us as a suggestion, so we'll use that one. All right, continue. Oh, what's wrong? Yeah, why does this not work? Oh, because I did not click self. My fault here. So if you're not adding an ID, you click self to confirm that. Okay, interesting. All right, continue. And here's all the information. It costs us 80 VRSC. And this is again the referral ID. Here's where we get the name as eGiuliano 888. And we've got it's on the VRSC test chain. So we could do the same thing on the quantum gravity with a space and on the quantum gravity without a space, and then coming up on the other chains too. There you go. Revocation is self and recovery is oink. Okay, and here is our primary address. So when you go, we're going to continue. When you get your ID, this information is actually going to be up in the, so now it's going to need a block to confirm that. And then the miners and stakers are going to get the fee, the rest of the fee. 20 goes to Oink, 80 will go to the rest of the fee pool for miners and stakers. Okay, so we're going into the ID. We'll go to Verus Testnet. We're going to select an ID. We don't have it yet. So we're going to wait until this is confirmed, okay? And here's our TX ID. And we're going into quantum gravity chain in our wallet. Let's see what's happening here. So we're still 33% syncing. Now remember, this is a super slow computer, okay? And none of this is from Bootstrap. So if you're adding Verus, VRSC is going to be from Bootstrap if you want. You have that option and it's quite quick. And then any of the PBaaS chains as they come out into their main nets. I mean, if you're there early enough, then probably you'll get the chain before it's huge. And once it is huge, I'm sure that there will be potentially there will be, what do you call them? Bootstraps. Yes, there will be bootstraps for those independent chains as well. I don't see why not. Okay, so that's where we are with quantum gravity with a space, quantum gravity without a space. VRSC test now, you see we've got 291 remaining because we have paid out some, here they are down here. So let's go down here. So we got our 371 and then we are putting out some, we paid the 20 and then we're gonna pay the rest. Okay, so that's that. Still waiting for that to confirm. In our mining, we can again take a look. We'll open up the Verus mining. Staking is still not activated. Yeah, our computer ain't so great. So that's going to be that. We will see how long it takes for that to happen. But I can tell you on another machine that I've used, it was incredible just how quick and fast and easy it was. I started mining and staking, went to sleep. The next day, it was already, I had a few hundred quantum gravities and it was, and then a Verus test and all of these things. It was great. So fear not. I mean, might be slower for you, might be faster for you. It just depends what kind of machine you have at your disposal. But everybody has the capacity to participate, and there is value for you to be had in this community, in this technology. And I really, I hope that you take advantage of it. I'm going to just, I think I'm going to grab this ID, and then I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go away for a little bit, and when I come back, there are some results that we have here, I will share them with you. We're still waiting for this to pass through. So oops, so we're going here into the mining Verus test 1 minute ago. Okay, here we just had a block change. You might have seen that. So we're going to go back to our Verus ID section. Does it say that we have it ready? Not yet. Back to the wallet. Maybe the computer is taking a moment here to update. How are we doing here? We're at 44%. So you can imagine, or at 60% here, you can imagine with faster machine, look, this one is getting cute, not even getting a 1 mega hash, right? So it's being, well, I think part of the reason being is that it's syncing up, and so that's taking a bunch of the resources as well, right? So, okay, let's move over. ID, are you ready? Not yet. What a pity. Anyway, folks, I hope you're having fun with your Verus, because I sure am. Just even doing this is exciting for me. Why? Do you not see it? That's okay. I don't know what else to say. I guess maybe I like the idea of this fair, accessible, hugely scalable, interoperable powerhouse It will provide an incredible hub for the entire world and whomever wants to connect with it. Well done, Verus community. You have really, really put something together here, and kudos to, shout outs to JL777 and the things that were started with you and with everyone else, because I know you are not the only person. There have been so many people involved in these things, and it has resulted in this. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Here we are, used. There it is. Can spend. We have 0 VRC tests. So what we're going to do is just show ourselves how we send it. I'm going to just open up the ID. Here is the ID. We have none. We have no VRC test. We have nothing else. But I think what we'll do is make a part 2 of this video. So instead, we're going to go to our wallet. I'm going to go to Verus test. We are going to send some VRC tests. Send transparent funds. We're going to send them to ejuliano888 at, and we are going to send, let's say 7.777 VRSC test. Continue that. Boom. Send. Done. And then in the meantime, I'm going to commit another ID. Going to VRC test. Oh, sorry. What I wanted to show you here was, so we can update the ID and change who actually controls the ID and that kind of stuff. And you can, well, you can take a look further here. Okay, that's amazing. You don't have to do it in code. The previous release of the testnet, I had tried it again in the coin settings up here, coin settings, and there was some code to write out. It wasn't hard either. I'm not a technical computer code reader / writer. However, it was very simple, just following a few parameters or patterns, whatever you want to call it. So now here in the ID, it's already in the GUI. That's why I'm saying Verus makes it so easy and deliberate. Yeah, it's great. So you go to ID info, and that was that information that I had shared that you get when you commit and create the ID. Okay, so here it is. So you have that information too, so that if you do want to update an ID and you want to use a different ID and this kind of stuff, you get your ID from your ID info. You get the info from the ID info, and you can update IDs with that. Awesome. So now we're gonna create one more ID. So we are going Verus ID dashboard. Here it is. We're gonna commit a name on Verus Testnet. It's going to be that was the thank you, right? Thank you, Verus. Thank you, Verus community XOXO. We couldn't do exclamation marks, right? That's it. Okay. So that's where we're leaving that. I think we can do some other signs though. Or no, maybe it was the star we couldn't do. Anyway, I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm not too worried about that. All right, pretty cool. Actually, we're going to start it with XOXO. Thank you, Verus community, XOXO. Awesome. And then our primary address, you believe this was the second one we created. So we'll add that one. But actually, no, we said we were going to leave it blank, right? Yeah, a new one will be generated. Oh, that might have been, anyway, okay, that's fine. So then our referral identity is going to be ourselves, ejuliano888, and that way this is going to cost us 80 from, to pay for this because ejuliano is going to get 20 of them. So essentially it's going to actually just cost us 60 because, well, no, wait, sorry. If ejuliano was referred by another one that you own. Anyway, there's a way of creating a referral chain. It's interesting that we get to do this. So there you go. ejuliano is getting a reward. Continue. Oh, what? Not sure what we did there. We're going to do this again. I don't know why. I'm glad this is happening though, in a certain sense. Commit name on Verus Testnet. What did we say? We said XOXO, thank you, Verus community, XOXO, and then enter primary address. No, we are going to just let it create, and we're going to go, eJuliano is getting our referral. There we go. I guess I had accidentally had a space at the end. There you go. So that's that. There it is. That was simple enough. And this information going to be under the ID info once so remember, we haven't created it. We're just committing it, and then we'll create it. And next time it'll be up here. And then we can revoke. Maybe we create, when we create it, we'll create eJuliano as the revoke and recover ID, something like that, right? That kind of idea. Okay, before we end this video here, we're going to go to the quantum gravity. We're at 73%, no space. 100% with a space. Let's check out our mining. Here we go. Mining with, that's Verus Testnet, so we're going to quantum gravity without a space. Oh no, with a space, sorry. Quantum gravity with a space. You can see the whole network hash rate is 11 mega hash. So even with less than 1 mega hash, we're still at a decent clip. That would lead us to 386,000 quantum gravity per year with a space there. That's a rough estimate, right? Okay, cool. The other thing here is we are not there yet. See, we're syncing with the quantum gravity no space chain. Apparently it has a 3 mega hash hash rate for the network. And then what are we having with our Verus test? 52. Okay, that's it for now, for today. I hope this has been fun. I hope it's been of value to you. I hope this is something you're finding interesting. Oh, it's ready. Let's do this together. Let's create this Verus ID. Revocation ID, eJuliano. Recovery ID is going to be eJuliano. And the private address, we're not going to create a private address. We'll create a private address on this ID after. So we'll continue. As you saw, it was pretty easy to create private addresses, and we're going to continue. All right, that's done. Amazing. So there you go. Thank you, Verus community. I love you. You are amazing people, and I'm wishing you all well. I think that's it for now. Love, peace, happiness, one and all. Thank you very much. And goodbye.